All right, welcome everybody. I see people starting to join the webinar in large numbers. This is awesome. So welcome to all of you.
Olá, olá a
Thank you
todos,
for
sejam todos
joining.
muito bem-vindos à nossa conferência, ao nosso Seja do Terra, uma conferência muito especial. Nós vamos fazer essa conferência em inglês e português. Então, todos aqueles que falam inglês podem ficar no canal principal e quem prefere ouvir em português, nós temos aqui o nosso querido Henrique Serra, que vai fazer a tradução simultânea. Basta apertar ali o botãozinho do idioma para português, ok? Mais 2 minutinhos, nós estamos iniciando. Sejam todos muito bem-vindos. Sejam todos muito bem-vindos. Mande esse registro dessa conferência para o maior número de pessoas para que estejam com a gente. Não precisa necessariamente estar já conectado com a família do Terra. Podem ser pessoas que vão se conectar pela primeira vez ou vão reforçar a sua decisão, ok? We're ready to start, Russ.
All right. So first of all, before we start, I want to say welcome, Mauricio, to doTERRA. We
Thank
are
you.
so excited to have you in the doTERRA family with us. I got to spend a little time with Mauricio this week, kind of in last week in preparation for this call. And when he went through his background of the extent of, he just has network marketing in his blood from when he was a little baby. I think you told me your parents met at an Avon convention or something. So it was meant to be that you are here with us in doTERRA. We're so excited. Brazil, all these amazing leaders. You're in for a treat. You've joined not just the best company, the best network marketing company out there, but truly the best people that run this. And some of the people are on this call. So I want to give a huge welcome to Pamela Tanamura. You guys know Pam. She is a Brazilian founder and just a rock star. So at the end of today, she is going to talk to you about how and why she's been successful and give you some special tips. We also have Seamus Fitzgerald once again, and we're going to talk about another core value that you guys can implement into your business and into the Brazilian market there. And last but not least, look who just joined. Emily Wright, the chair. She chairs the board of directors for doTERRA. And so this is a tremendous opportunity to get to hear from one of our owners today as well. So we have a packed hour. We're committed to stay on an hour. So Emily, welcome to this Be doTERRA call. I've talked to you about this call, but this is a call for our doTERRA leaders in Brazil, just to help them kind of with their mindset and their mental performance of their business. So this is a great opportunity for you to kind of share your thoughts as the chair of the board of doTERRA with the future, why you're excited, and anything you want to share with this amazing group of people. So we'll turn the time over to you.
Oh, thanks, Russ. Well, I have been looking forward to this call for a long time. I have missed all of you in Brazil. I didn't get to be there with you for convention this year, and that made me very sad. But I saw so many videos and pictures and know that you had an amazing time, and I'm excited to be there with you soon. As we gather together as a leadership group, I think it's important that we all come together and first and foremost know we are in this together. And for us that operate more on the corporate side of things, I hope that you know that we are your support team. You're the ones that make the magic happen. And we just want to do everything we can to lift you, to support you, sometimes to pour into your cup so that it's nice and full, so that you have so much more to give to other people. As I thought about what I might share with you today, I thought I might go back in history a little ways to talk about why we chose the person-to-person business model that we did in doTERRA. Because that was a point of conversation for us as an ownership team. As we came together, we knew that we needed to find the most pure essential oils on the planet. That was first and foremost for us. And that was a difficult process. We had a lot of failures as we searched for these pure oils, as you know that story. But we stayed committed because we knew that that was the only way we would get the results that we needed to have. That was the only way for doTERRA to take flight and be born, is if we could find these pure, precious essential oils. And so as we stayed committed to that process, we had those first 5 oils that you remember through the Genesis video. We had peppermint, lavender, lemon, frankincense, and tea tree. And so as we had these 5 precious oils, we started putting them in these little tiny bottles, and we started sharing them with other people. And the next question that we had to answer was, how are we going to share these essential oils that were so precious, that were sacred to us, with the world? How could people understand how to tap into the power of nature? We had a lot of different offers that were on the table. We could go through health food stores. We could look through, online selling. Social media didn't even exist back then, so social selling wasn't even an option. But we had a lot of different options on the table. And ultimately, we knew that these oils were so precious, they were so special, that people couldn't possibly understand how powerful they were unless they'd heard from someone else who had used them before, how to tap into everything that those oils could do, because we're limited on what we can say from a regulatory standpoint. We can't tell you everything frankincense can do. We wish we could, as I would love to tell you all the magic that exists within just one drop of frankincense oil. There's a reason there's an ancient history with frankincense. There's a reason we can go back thousands of years and realize that that was the gift that was given to the Christ child. And so we knew that we needed your stories as you used frankincense to talk about how your life had been changed, so that other people could understand how they could tap into that same natural power. And these oils, these plants, are a gift that are given to each and every one of us. Right? We understand that we have a magnificent creator that provided these gifts for each and every one of us. And they're here upon this earth at this time for a reason. You are here upon this earth at this time for a reason. And just as the plants have been prepared, as they've gained that resiliency to provide that powerful gift to each and every one of us for our emotional benefit, for our physical benefit, just for our enjoyment and the beauty that they offer us, the peace that they bring. Everything you have been through, every hard time, every trial, maybe the adversity that you're facing right now in this moment, you are being prepared for this moment right now and the moments that lie ahead of you. And I want you to think for a moment about this. You have been prepared for this time, for a time such as this. You're stronger than you know. You know more than you know. You are powerful in what you have to offer the world. So when we lock arms with what we have been given from a mighty creator with these powerful plants, we really can become limitless as long as we are connecting in to what is possible, and as long as we're focusing on the possibilities of what can be. Because when we focus on what's going wrong, when we focus on the adversity, we focus on the hurdles that are in front of us, that's all we can focus on. We can't see ahead of us. We can't see the beauty of life in the moment and the glory of the life that lives ahead of us. So now to go back to that person-to-person model and why we chose it. We knew how precious these oils were. And so as we looked to figure out how to share them with the world, we chose the person-to-person model, but we also knew that there was some negative emotion that was wrapped around network marketing. We've seen a lot of companies who had done it wrong, who, in my opinion, who had done it dirty. They had focused on the opportunity. They looked at the here and now to say, how can we increase sales as quickly as possible? How can we prepare the company to either go public or to sell? And they didn't care about the people. All they cared about were the profits that they could gain quickly. And so with that, right, we've all seen it, we've all experienced, maybe we had personal experience with it, or we've seen others be harmed through it. We knew that we had to change the model of network marketing. We had to break the mold. We had to create our own mold. And that's what we chose. We chose to share these amazing essential oils and life-enhancing products through the power of people, through you. And that, again, is where the magic has happened. As we watch people come together and create these amazing communities, as they share these essential oils with other people, what happens is they're changed. They're changed through your care. They're changed through your love. They're changed through the belief that you pour into them when they realize that they can do things that they never understood were even possible for them. And as skills are gained as we step into this business that is called doTERRA, there's an amazing change that happens in all of us as we recognize this potential that has always been there. It's always lived inside of our hearts, and we get to unlock it, and we get to use those gifts that we've been given to change the world, to change the life that sits in front of us. That's why I love this business. So I bring this up because there has been a lot of chatter lately, as we have seen so many companies change the game on people, as people have invested their future into these companies, and they've given their heart and soul and poured into them, built these teams, and really committed to make a change in the lives of so many people. And then all of a sudden, without notice, they either have a conference call or they get an email that says, we're changing the way we are distributing our products. You're no longer needed. Thank you very much. What these companies don't appreciate or understand is they wouldn't exist without their distributor base. You are the magic. The power happens with you. And I want you to know that we know that. We recognize that. We have 82% customers. And so it'd be easy for someone to come in and look at that and say, why do we need the 18% of the wellness advocates that exist? Why should we continue to pay them when we have 82% customers? When we have over 70% retention, which means these customers come back to doTERRA over and over again because our product isn't simply a basket filler. It isn't simply there as an opportunity. It isn't there as a luxury product, but it is there as a necessity. People depend on our product for their health, for their well-being, to protect and safeguard their families. That's why they come back to doTERRA. But we know the reason that we have 82% customers is because of you. They are your customers. They are your connections. These are people that you love and care about. These are people that you have brought into your circle and you have loved on and you have educated. And I want you to know that we are committed to you, that the future in doTERRA lies with you. So we commit to bring you the most amazing products that will change your life. We commit to staying true to our quality standards, to never move away from that. But we also commit to staying true to you. That never will you get a conference call from us saying, we're moving away from you. Your service is no longer needed. Never will you receive an email from us to say we're shifting gears. We want to continue to lock arms with you, to support you, to love you, to lift you up so that you can do what you do best. I am so in love with the communities that you have brought together. I want you to know that these communities are powerful. This is where we get to know who we are. We get to know that we're valued, that we're needed in this world. As we gather together in these communities, For many people, they don't have a family. And I know how passionate the Brazilian people are about family. You are building families. You are letting people know that they matter in this world, and you are unlocking their potential. And that becomes greater and greater each and every day. I understand from the Brazil team that there is an incentive trip that you are able to earn right now, that you're working towards. I want to speak to how important these gatherings are. I think sometimes as we grow in leadership, sometimes we have the attitude of, I've done that already. I've been on an incentive trip, I've been to a convention, I've been to leadership retreat. I don't need to go to another one. I'll let other people have that opportunity. And I hope that you'll allow me to speak to how passionate I am about this topic for a few moments. There is power in being together. There is nothing else like it. Yes, we love to gather together virtually as we are now. And because I'm in the US and you're in Brazil, we can't be connected in person, but yet we can come together virtually. And I hope you can feel the big virtual hug that I'm giving you right now. But there is nothing that can ever take the place of being together, of giving real hugs, of feeling that, of being around your people. Because sometimes as we move through the seasonality of our business, it can get hard. And we can go through some difficult things where we are facing some adversity. And sometimes, in fact, oftentimes, leadership can be lonely, right? I know you feel this. It can be lonely because we feel that responsibility for the team. I feel a responsibility for you, for the entire doTERRA team around the entire world. And sometimes that can feel really lonely. And I can tell you, when I stop feeling alone is when I gather together with the team that is committed to supporting you, or when I get on the phone with you, or when I'm together with you in person, and I'm reminded about why I started this journey and why I'm so committed to it. And as we come together, we realize we're not alone. As we look around and we see like-minded people, when we can gather together with our peers and we can talk about our celebrations and all the things that are going well and going right, but we can also talk about some of our struggles in a safe place where we realize, oh, I'm not the only one struggling. You're struggling too. Okay, together, we're going to find a way through. And when you can have that attitude of, it's all working out for me, everything's going to work out. Everything's going to be okay, right? Because you know resistance is coming. Anytime you do anything magnificent or noteworthy, there will be resistance. So if you don't have resistance in your business or in your life, then you're taking the easy path. You're not on the right path, right? You need to take the path where there will be resistance, and that resistance will help you grow. That's where you get to learn. That's where you get to be more resilient. So that resilience, that's where you put your roots down deep and you focus on the greater good. And that attitude, that leadership mindset is everything. So expect the adversity, expect the trial. And before you ever get there, know what you're going to do when it hits. Doesn't mean you're going to have all of the answers, because trust me, I never have all of the answers. But what I do have is the attitude to say, I will find a way through this. I will push through. I will not give up. And that attitude has always helped me to find the answer, to know that I'm on the right path. So I want you to know that we are committed to you, that we love you with our whole heart, that we are committed to Brazil. We are committed to doing things right. We are committed to lifting our head up high, to lead with integrity, and to always, always put people first. We are a company that's invested in the empowerment of humanity, and we get to do that on both sides of the bottle. And so I am so in love with all of you. I can't wait to be with all of you. And I'm so appreciative that I got time to connect with all of you today. I love all of the messages that are coming in. I hope someone will translate all of them for me so that I can know what they say. But I am just reminded of the last time I was in Brazil. I remember we were there there was this moment that just stands out in my mind. We were there for the Nathan Pacheco concert. And I looked around, I was sitting there in the front row and I looked around and I said, why aren't they up dancing? Like we need some dancing here. And I got up and tried to get, those front rows up and dancing. And there was just this overwhelming moment where I was embraced by so much love as people came and surrounded me and started dancing with me. The love that I felt in the room when I was with you in convention is such an amazing example of the love that you have for each other, of the passion that you have for family, of the commitment you have to doing what's right. There is something so special about the soul of the Brazilian people. I learned so much from being with you. You taught me about unconditional love and service. And I will do everything I can to pour back into you, to make sure that you can always stand proud. We're in this together, and we have a great work left to do. We are just beginning, and the headwinds will come. They will come because we are on to doing a work that is magnificent, that will change families for generations to come. Don't you give up. You stick with it, especially when the headwinds come, because what lives inside of you needs to burst open. And that light that lives inside of you needs to shine so bright for the whole world to see. So now is not the time to be quiet. Now is the time to be bold and courageous and to roar, to let your voice be heard and to shine so bright that the world can't ignore you. I love you all so much. Thanks for letting me be a part of this today, Russ. And I'm excited for everything that you have for the rest of this webinar today. Love you.
Thank you, Emily. Like you, I don't speak Portuguese, but I do speak emoji. And I can tell by the emojis that they are saying, we love you, Emily. Well, you can see now they're similar type in English. They love you, they appreciate you. And, the opportunity that you and the other founders of doTERRA have created, not just in Brazil, but throughout all the world, and how that opportunity has changed all of these. We're at 1,500 people now on this webinar, have changed all these people's lives. And then they're doing the same for their teams. And thank you for getting the ball rolling, because now a country like Brazil is going to push that ball so fast and it's going to get so big that's how we change the world. And it doesn't start without you and your owners taking a courageous step 16 years ago to do something that a lot of people would have been afraid to do at that time.
Every single person on this call is courageous. And I'm seeing all of the emojis too. It's like you're making me emotional as I'm watching all of the messages coming in. Thank you so much. But you're right, Russ, like we just keep paying it forward. And I can't even fathom how beautiful doTERRA Brazil is going to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now. You are creating that legacy that will be right now, today. And the only way that will be stopped is if you give up. And I was on a call with a wellness advocate just recently, and they were sharing with me how grateful they are that doTERRA came into their life. They are dealing with something really, really hard right now. And they said, had doTERRA not come into my life when it did, I wouldn't have the financial ability to provide for my family right now, because they've had to step away from their doTERRA business for a moment while they deal with a tragedy in their life. They wouldn't have the tools to care for their family right now. And even probably more importantly than these other two things, they wouldn't have the community of support and love that surrounds them as they go through this big trial in their life. And it just made me realize how important this is, that we can't give up, because there are people just like this wellness advocate out there praying for the answers in their life, for help to come, and you hold that hope that they are praying for in your hands. So thanks, Russ.
So true. Thank you, Emily, so much. We love you. All right, Seamus. Hey, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to follow Emily here. So, but Seamus, if there's anybody that could follow that special message from Emily, it's Seamus. You guys have been on the first couple calls. This is the third time that we've had this call in. Like Emily said, we're investing in you, Brazil, because we know what's going to happen in the next coming years and in the future. So to help just kind of build that culture in what is a new market kind of for doTERRA in Brazil, there's nobody better than Seamus Fitzgerald. He has trained all of us at corporate, and this Brazilian group is the first time that we've reached out to our distributor base and kind of taught them about the core values that we at the corporate headquarters staff talk about every single day. And we think these are transferable to all of you as distributors. So Seamus, today we're going to talk about being pure. And after that message from Emily, like, this is the perfect value for today's call, right?
It's I feel so very humbled, and I'm grateful to be here and to hear Emily. Like you all, we love Emily on here at corporate. She has touched not only your lives out on the field, but here in our corporate offices. She's the standard of what doTERRA is about and the embodiment of these core values that we're going to talk about today. So thank you, Emily, for your message. I feel almost like a sacrificial lamb going after you. What am I going to do? But I will do my best. I'm going to share my screen with you, team, and I'm so thankful for Henrique for translating for me today. And I hope I can continue this powerful message that Emily has started for us in our call. I think that's right there. Hopefully you can all see my screen. Is it there?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so today we're going to talk about a core value that we share all the time here on campus. It is, as I mentioned, if those of you, maybe just as a refresher, for those of you who weren't on the call last month, we have 6 core values here at doTERRA that we love, that we live by, that our founders and our executive committee have spent a lot of time making sure that this is the legacy that really portrays what doTERRA is and will help us carry the mission of doTERRA forward into the future. The 6 be the legacy, which we covered a couple of months ago, and then that prepares us today for now to be pure. I want to just point out 2 simple things. The first thing is the first 3 of these core values focus on us as family of doTERRA. What does it mean to be the legacy? Now we talk about what does it mean to be pure, and then to be curious. If I can work on those 3 things within my own self, my own soul, then I'm better prepared for the next 3, which is for us to be empowering. What does that mean? And we'll go through that in a couple of months' time. And then what does it mean to be leader focused, and obviously to be customer obsessed? There's a very deliberate order to the 6 core values. Very deliberate. You cannot be customer obsessed unless we understand what it is to be pure. We cannot be leader focused unless we understand what it means to be empowering. They are in the order of like climbing a mountain. And being the legacy, which Emily, we've just heard from the legacy, what we went through last month, now prepares us to be pure. What does that mean? How do I apply that to my business? How can I share this with the people that I work with? And more importantly, how do I live it? What does it look like? Because these are all very actionable core values. They're not just words. They're not just great ideas or principles, but they're actually things that we can recognize in those that we work with and those that we work around. The second thing I wanted to point out is that I love how our founders and our executive committee are committed to using the word be, to be pure. They understand that being is so much harder than doing. Being takes intentionality. Being takes commitment. Being is a mindset. Like we've spoken about, it's how I see things. How I see things becomes what I believe. What I believe becomes what I value. And what I value becomes my behaviors or my actions. Doing is just behavior, and that changes with the weather. That changes with the circumstances. It changes with time. But being is so much more and a lot harder, but it really is encompassing of who I actually am, not just what I do. Okay, so we're on the second one today. Let's move forward. There is a quote we share with all of our staff here. Let me just move this out of the way if I can. This is a quote from Jim Collins in his book BE 2.0 that the founding executives all read together about 3 years ago. And this quote stands out to me when it comes to these core values. And it says, human beings respond to values, ideals, dreams, accelerating challenges. It's our nature. We will go to phenomenal lengths to live up to the ideals of our organization, doTERRA, of our peer group or society, if we share those ideals and consider them worthy. I just want to emphasize that word if, se, in Portuguese. If we share their ideals and consider them worthy, therefore, in order for our family at doTERRA here to respond to these core values and to go to phenomenal lengths to live them, it depends on if we share them. It depends on if we buy into them and if we consider them worthy. And if we do, then then we'll go to great lengths to live them and continue this legacy that is doTERRA. It's greatly influenced by our mindset, how I see the core value. And if I personally see them as something that fits into my own life. And I know if you're on this call and if you're part of doTERRA, you understand the importance of being pure and having pure intentions that match our pure product that we share with the world. Here's another quote as we go into this workshop today and in this short training to pursue what's pure. And I love this quote. I heard it probably in the first month that I was employed here at doTERRA 3 years ago. And it's an amazing quote that really had a strong impact on me from Dave Sterling. And he said, pursuing what's pure, it's more than a terror. These 3 words crystallize our mission as a company, from how we source our products and treat our partners, to how we interact with one another and the world in which we live. We feel that the pursuit of purity will always keep us on the right path, because when the pure gifts of the earth are paired with the pure love of each other, there is no telling what we can achieve. And that, to me, is exactly what Emily's been sharing with us at the beginning of this call. When we have the pure love of humanity that matches the pureness of the products that doTERRA produces, there's no telling what we can do. We truly can help the world heal. We truly can help our communities and our families heal when we have this pure love of humanity paired with our pure products that we share. Question I like to ask here is, what does be pure mean to you? And we don't really have time to discuss as on this call today, but feel free to write some comments in our chat. But these are questions that we ask ourselves because these core values and the workshops in particular are set up in such a way that we want to be challenged. We want to challenge ourselves, ask ourselves questions like, who am I? How am I doing? Am I a contributor to the success of doTERRA, or am I a deterrent? Am I a promoter of these core values, or am I the opposite? So we want to challenge ourselves all the time. Ask, what does being pure look like to me? What does it mean? Let me share with you what our founders and our executive committee shared with the whole company about being pure. What it means is to cultivate trust. Being pure cultivates trust with people, and trust is foundational in building your organizations. Trust is an integral part of the success of any organization. We only work at the speed of trust. In other words, when trust is low, times to make decisions, time to get things moving will always take longer. Look at our airports, for example. Prior to 9/11, when trust was high, going through an airport, you could show up an hour before. Now, because trust is low, we got to show up 2.5, 3 hours before sometimes. And it's the same in our organizations. If we can cultivate trust, and I want you to understand and hopefully know that being pure is one of the greatest ways to cultivate trust. Here's some ideas and suggestions from our executive committee and our founders. How we interpret being pure. First of all, I consistently act with integrity even when no one is looking. I seek to do the right thing rather than the easy thing. And I avoid cutting corners to keep the outcomes pure. That's one action step. The next one is I keep my commitments always. Not just some of the times, but if I don't mean it, I don't say it. And if I say it, I make sure that I do it, that I follow through. I keep my commitments always. That's a way we can measure if we're being pure. Next, I communicate with pure intentions and pure love of humanity. Communication, again, is huge, important part of cultivation of our trust. We communicate with pure intentions, pure love of humanity. I honor the absent, and I only say things about others that I would say to them. Next, I give timely, constructive, and candid feedback with the intent to help others. Fortunately, unfortunately, we live in a world today where people give feedback under a value of being honest. I see it on social media all the time where someone will say, to be honest, and then they go about ripping into people's thoughts, ripping apart their ideas, ripping apart a post that is not even aimed towards them on social media. That's unfortunately the world we live in, which is not being pure. Being pure is I give my feedback, I give it timely, and I give it with the intention to be helpful, not to destroy. Next, I invite and sincerely listen to feedback and counsel. I don't just give feedback, but I invite it. And inviting it is as simple as asking for it. Asking, what could I do better? what could we do to improve our organization? What do you see as maybe some of the barriers that are holding us back right now? And if you have pure intentions, those are the questions that we want to ask, because we also understand, being pure, I don't have all the answers, and no one is greater than all of us. So we take feedback from everybody. Sorry, that's that last one right there. If there's one thing that I want to point out here in being pure, notice that it's not act pure. And notice that it's not appear pure or even look pure. All of those tend to focus on ourselves. When I'm focused on myself, I can easily put on a front or a face and act like I have pure intentions. That will never last. Being pure, one of the first steps of being pure is to focus on others. As all these action steps, as you read through all of them, they remind us that if I really want to be pure, my focus needs to be on others first. I am committed to my team's success. I am committed to other people flourishing and succeeding. And I also take responsibility when others aren't succeeding. That's what it means to be pure. I take responsibility when I see someone else that's struggling. And if I have pure love of humanity, I will go and see what I can do to be helpful, because I see their humanity. And just as Emily was so beautifully stated, for all of us, we understand that everybody goes through struggles, just like me. And theirs are no less important than my own. And as I focus on others and their success and making sure that they are, and I'm committed to them and their organization succeeding, we're truly being pure. I came from the tourist industry. I lived in Hawaii for about 25 years. That's where my wife is from. It's where our children were raised. And I worked at the Polynesian Cultural Center for my time in Hawaii, and where we focus on entertainment. We focus on learning and teaching. The Polynesian Cultural Center is a living museum, and our guests, our customers, are really important to us. And I don't think I ever saw, if you would have told me even 5 years ago that I would end up working at doTERRA, I never saw that this is where I was going to end up. And I don't get doTERRA as a job. I don't even look at it as a career. doTERRA to me is a calling. And I never knew that this is where my calling was going to take me to and end up. I get calls all the time from people in Hawaii. I get messages and they ask me lots of questions about my job and where I am and what I'm doing and how I'm doing. And the common question I get is, what is it like to work in the essential oil business? And I reply, I wouldn't know. Because as far as I can tell, I work in the people business. I don't work in the essential oil business. doTERRA is about helping people. And these core values like Be Pure, which I'm very thankful for, remind me of what that means to work with people. I started at doTERRA that I was working for a humanitarian company. And just as I saw all of the great work that was happening in third world countries and around the world. So I hope that's helpful for you, and that you can see if your interpretation or your definition of being pure is that of the same as our founders. This is our guiding mission, that we have the pure love of humanity that matched by pure intentions, that we have pure business practices, and I like to add to that pure communications. that our communication is timely, it's candid, it's helpful, it's open, it's both ways. That's a pure business practice that matches this pure product that we are so grateful for. We're going to have probably time today to only watch one video. And I'm just going to share this video with you, and then we'll have a little wrap up after this, and then we'll carry on next month with the rest of this Be Pure workshop and training. We're going to look at a behind the bottle, and all of the workshops going forward, there is an oil that we look at through a cultural lens, which we covered last month, and help us to maybe see that the culture of being pure at doTERRA is not just 16 years old. The culture of doTERRA is thousands of years old, because we have inherited beautiful culture from the oils that we have inherited. And we're going to take a trip down to the people of the cedar, they're known as, which are the Tlingit and Haida Native American tribe here. And the question I want us to answer is, what is the significance of this tree that we extract oil from to the Tlingit and Haida people? And I will just, actually, I think I need to make sure the sound is on. Am I right? Yes. Sorry, I won't be a minute. Let me just change this and go to our sorry, Jax, I'm trying to share my screen, but I want to make sure the sound's on.
Yep, so if you reshare,
Okay, reshare.
there's going to be an options thing on the right. One of them will be share sound.
Okay. When I go on to the screen, the Zoom screen, it just shows me and 3 other people. If you know what I mean.
Okay, so at the top of your screen, you're going to see a bar that says your screen sharing. Yep, so end share.
And am I ending share? Sorry.
Here, I can stop it for you. There you
Okay,
go.
there you go. Thank you.
Now, if you go
And as I-
to share screen again, on the right side, there will be a button that says share sound.
Okay, I got it.
This is why we love Jackson. He's the
I
wizard
know.
and that helps all of these calls all the time. So he's amazing.
Thank you, Jackson. So again, I go to share screen, and as I click on the screen, there is a sound.
Yep, so on the right side, there should be an thing that says options. One of them will be share sound. You just need to check that box.
I don't see it. I see optimize video clip. I see, oh, share sound. Share sound. Got it. Thank you. It was in the bottom left-hand corner. Okay.
Sorry.
Here we go, team.
Different versions of Zoom.
Yeah. Okay. Let's have a look at this.
I'm Patrick. I go by PJ. Most of the people at doTERRA know me as PJ. And I come from Seattle, but my ancestral lands are found in Prince of Wales Island. The village I come from is Klawock. I'm Tlingit and Haida. In our culture, we're often referred to as the people of the cedar, right? And so one thing that I don't know if a lot of people realize is arbor vitae is actually comes from the red cedar, where we source it. Arbor vitae, if you break down arbor vitae, arbor and vitae, it's Latin for tree of life. Growing up with this plant, or with this tree, it was literally in every aspect of my life, like dancing, what we wore it. Our families wove baskets from the bark. They carved totem poles. Totem poles are stories, right? It's a crest of our family. It gives us clothing, right? It gives us shelter from the elements when we wear it as hats. It purifies the air. It has spiritual properties. It has so many properties. And so when we refer back to the arbor vitae, when we refer back to this tree, it literally guides us and gives us a purpose in life. It allows us to continue on and to build a tradition around it. Whenever we moved and established ourselves in a new area, in a new apartment, we would cleanse the place, allowing ourselves in and inviting positivity. And the way we would do that is by smudging with the arbor vitae. To me, being pure means leaving things as they are and only taking what you need, right? We have become very consumptious in this world. We consume. We think we need so many extra things in life, but the reality is, to sustain life, all we need is food and water, right? And a bit of social gatherings, right? And if you really break it down to our three main needs, we don't need all these crazy things. We don't need to consume. So for me, being pure is remembering that you don't have to take more than you need. Because the arbor vitae plant grows in these fern-like leaves, you would just bundle it up and it still maintain a bit of moisture. So when you lit it up, it doesn't burn, it just smokes. And it would just basically smoke throughout the plant. And so the reason why you call it smudging is because you literally are smudging it onto a shell, typically. I've never seen anything else besides abalone shell. Abalones are pretty prevalent in Alaskan waters. And so you smudge it to get the ash off and to continue have it burn. And so that smoke is typically wafted with an eagle feather. What the ceremony really does is just resets the place that you're living. Smelling arbor vitae brings back just this rush of nostalgia. It floods my memories with, being around my uncles and my family and being in the woods in Alaska and feeling almost a sense of belonging. It's a very, I guess, personal plant to me because of my culture. The arbor vitae is a plant that basically defines our culture and it guides us to be more pure.
So thankful to have our employees such as PJ who help us understand that we have great teachers and reminders that are within our bottles of oil. There is thousands of years of culture in the bottle of arbor vitae, as in all of our oils. And hopefully as we interact with these oils, there's a reminder that they teach us as they remind PJ as a Native American to be pure, to have these pure intentions, this pure love of humanity. The question is, what is the significance of this plant to the Tlingit and Haida and what it is to PJ? And I think what we're going to do, team, is when we get back together again, and I look forward to that, we'll start off where we're ending today by answering these questions and then watching another training video. But I really am thankful to have this opportunity to share with you a little bit about this core value, so important to our success here at doTERRA and for you in the field. And I hope in some way you've gotten something that's been helpful. And I look forward to seeing you next month. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Seamus. As always, you do such a great job with these core values. And if you think about like where we started with Emily, she mentioned you're going to face trials and there's going to be headwinds. It's not always easy. But I can tell you, if you root yourself in these core values, when those trials come, it makes it so much easier to move past that and to keep moving forward. So that's why we're taking the time on these calls to help you guys understand what we believe in and our core values in our daily practices we think is very applicable to you. So I have seen a couple questions in the chat, the ones that are in English, that are asking about, can we get a recording of this call? So yes, if you want a recording, I want to see, because remember, I speak emoji. I want you to send me some emojis in the chat here if you want us to put this recording up on YouTube, or I know that the Brazilian team have a couple different ways. Okay, there we go. There's some emojis. Thumbs up. We'll do that. Okay, so it is my pleasure to introduce our amazing wellness advocate today, Pamela Tanimura. So I've known Pamela ever since I've been at doTERRA, working with her with the US business. Back then, I really didn't know how influential she was in the Brazilian business because I just worked with her in the US. But as I've gotten to know her, she's a Brazilian founder. She's a Blue Diamond. But I don't think we could have picked a better leader for today to follow Seamus when we talk about being pure. And Pamela's heart is 100% pure. She wants the best for everyone in Brazil and doTERRA. But she's got a special affection and commitment to the Brazilian market. So we started with Justin Harrison and Eric Larson, our master distributors. And so Pam, you're so influential just in all of doTERRA. We thought it would be great to have you on here to share your top tips, what's made you successful, and just any words of wisdom that you can share with this amazing group of Brazilian leaders. So we'll turn the time over to you.
Thank you so much. I am so grateful and happy to be on this call. And should I speak in Portuguese?
Yeah, Emily says yes, speaking Portuguese. We'll
Okay.
give Henrique a little break.
Your message is for them, Pamela, not for us. So just open up your heart and connect in.
Thank you. Obrigada. Muito feliz de estar aqui, de ver quem está participando. E já são 12 anos, né, de carreira, de jornada, de lifestyle, de estilo de vida. E quando o Russell me perguntou se eu poderia dar 3 dicas sobre liderança. É difícil, né, você falar sobre só 3 dicas. Mas vou aqui dar um resumo de coisas que são importantes sempre, não só agora, né? Não só nesse momento. Para quem está aqui, coloca aqui no chat há quanto tempo você está conectado com a doTERRA. Para eu saber, eu gosto de saber quem está aqui, quem é novo, quem chegou agora, quem está aqui há muito tempo. Tô olhando aqui o chat. Olha que incrível. Maravilhoso. Então tem aqui uma mistura, né? Sula maravilhosa tá aqui, minhas líderes incríveis. Então tem gente que chegou agora, tem gente que está aqui fazem anos. Então, falando de valores e tudo que o Seamus compartilhou com a gente, isso nunca muda, né? Então, uma primeira coisa que é um lembrete constante, eu falo sobre isso na minha equipe sempre, liderança não é apenas atingir metas, né, e gerar resultado. A gente gera resultado? Sim. Tem metas? Sim. Mas também, antes de tudo isso, tem valores, tem integridade, né? Então, vou dar algumas coisas que são básicas, talvez a gente está escutando isso pela 20ª vez, só que é importante a gente estar sempre se né, lembrando de que isso é importante, para a gente poder sempre manter a gente nos trilhos, né? Fazer o que é certo, voltando nessa pureza que é o que comanda tudo que a gente faz aqui. Então, a primeira é você ser o exemplo. Não tem, né, não tem outra maneira melhor de você ser líder. Então, as suas ações, elas falam muito mais do que as suas palavras. Eu posso falar para você o que eu quiser, mas, de fato, o que eu estou fazendo, como eu estou agindo, como eu estou incorporando os valores, né? É como a minha equipe se espelha e, automaticamente, ela duplica. Então, você sendo um modelo, demonstrando honestidade, respeito, responsabilidade no seu próprio comportamento. Isso é muito mais importante do que qualquer meta que você vai alcançar. E você vai alcançar suas metas, tenho certeza disso. Se você não parar, você chega lá. E eu falo sobre também o estilo de vida, né, que a gente vive na doTERRA. Ele é um estilo de vida autêntico, é um estilo de vida que muda a nossa vida, né? Eu tenho um estilo de vida, eu tive meus 3 filhos, meus filhos são bebês doTERRA, e eles são tratados, cuidados totalmente com tudo que a gente tem a oferecer, que eu não consigo nem chamar os nossos produtos de produtos, porque para mim eles são portais de autoconhecimento, portais de você entender um pouco mais sobre a vida, até muito mais, né? Muito mais profundamente. Essa conexão com a natureza, a gente acabou de ver, né, o vídeo falando sobre o Arbovitae, que além dele ser incrível aromaticamente, ele é ótimo também para a pele. Que foi a Emily Wright que deu essa dica do Arbovitae para a pele pra gente há muito tempo atrás, tá? Faz a diluição dele com óleo carreador e usa na sua pele. E eu lembro, eu fiz uma comparação do caminho autêntico, né? E eu vou fazer uma pergunta aqui para vocês de novo. Lembra quando saiu aquele shampoo e condicionador 2 em 1? Vocês lembram disso? Faz tempo, né? Eu falo que a doTERRA é um caminho 1000 em 1. Porque eu quero te perguntar, quero fazer uma pergunta e quero que vocês coloquem aqui no chat. O que a doTERRA trouxe para você? Depois que você começou a usar os óleos essenciais, começou a viver o estilo de vida, incorporou produtos, transformação, saúde, bem-estar, independência, mudança, paz, estilo de vida, qualidade de vida, bem-estar, propósito, paz, transformação, conexão, liberdade pura. Olha isso. Nossa, eu tô toda arrepiada. Nossa, olha, abundância, né? Eu fico chocada, assim, de uma forma positiva. Isso é o que a gente faz. Então, quando as pessoas perguntam pra gente, né? O que você faz? Eu vendo óleos essenciais. É muito além disso, né? É uma mudança interior. É uma transformação. Então, talvez tira até um print desse chat para você voltar nele e você lembrar o que a gente faz aqui. O que você está fazendo aqui? Né? É um portal de prosperidade, é um despertar. E isso é despertado em cada um de nós sem ninguém fazer nada. É você com essa sua experiência, né? Um recomeço de vida. Então aqui eu não precisaria falar mais nada, né? Então vocês sabem o que a gente faz aqui. Continuem lembrando. Esse lembrete é importante. Novos horizontes, né? Então é uma reconexão. Esse resgate ancestral que mostraram agora no vídeo, né? Quantas de nós não passamos por isso? Esse resgate ancestral de fazer, às vezes até olhar para um lugar da nossa vida que a gente não queria olhar, porque fala, não, é desconfortável, mas aí você teve ferramentas nas suas mãos que fez com que você pudesse virar a chave. E a transformação veio, né? E aí vem essa autoconfiança. E aí vem esse amor próprio. E aí vem esse autoconhecimento. Então, é 1000 em 1. Não falei que era 1000 em 1? Então, esse caminho, ele é uma liderança 1000 em 1, né? Me trouxe liderança, me trouxe uma maneira de eu poder aprender a me expressar melhor. Eu me comunico muito melhor depois que eu comecei a trilhar esse caminho, né? E falando de autenticidade aqui, o Seamus falou muito, né, sobre essa parte, mas eu vou tocar nesse lugar de novo. Líderes autênticos priorizam a construção de relacionamentos. Então, eu vou falar uma coisa que é bem forte para a gente aqui, e é como a gente consegue desmistificar o nosso modelo de trabalho. Sempre escolha o relacionamento ao invés de uma meta. O relacionamento é mais importante. As pessoas estarão aqui. E isso é primordial para o nosso crescimento, tá? Seja motivador, só que às vezes a gente precisa de motivação também, né? Eu sei que muitos de nós sempre, liderança, eu sou líder, então eu tenho que aparecer como Mulher Maravilha, tal. Às vezes a gente precisa ser o que está sendo motivado. Então, outra dica aqui, tenha pessoas ao seu redor que são essas pessoas que te motivam, que te põem para cima, né? Que sabem que você está tentando traçar um caminho e eles te dão suporte 100% nisso. Funciona para todo mundo? Não, e tá tudo bem, né? Mas se não deu certo para alguém, não quer dizer que não dê certo para você, né? Então é importantíssimo a gente realmente ter esse foco de eu sei o que eu estou fazendo, o que a gente vive é muito real, vocês acabaram de colocar aí no chat. É impossível tentar desmentir uma coisa que é real, né? Eu tenho meu estilo de vida, eu sei o que trouxe para mim, eu sei o que eu consegui desenvolver, continuo desenvolvendo, e a gente vai continuar desenvolvendo isso, não tem como parar, né? E a gente está só no começo, o Brasil ainda é um mercado bem novo. A gente, como qualquer outro mercado, vamos passar pelas transformações, algumas delas são um pouco mais complexas, e tá tudo bem, passaremos por isso juntos, né? E não é aqui em inglês a gente fala, não é o meu primeiro rodeio, né? Já passamos por crises também antes, e aqui não vai ser diferente. Continue vivendo o estilo de vida, voltando lá no número 1, né? Vou até colocar aqui um videozinho que a gente teve, eu fiz essa apresentação em 2022, né? Eu falei sobre você ser produto do produto. Algumas de vocês estavam lá, alguns de vocês estavam lá. Quem estava lá na convenção de 2022? Eu recebi muitas mensagens falando que viraram a chave nessa apresentação. Então, é isso. O estilo de vida é você. Você vive o estilo de vida. Quando você não tem como não ser autêntico, né? Então, isso é importante. E quando você volta de novo, né? Na colaboração, essa é a minha terceira dica, tá? Colaboração. Uns com os outros. Às vezes você faz colaboração com outras equipes também, né? Então, quando você tem os valores muito bem sólidos, ancorados, você consegue fazer colaboração com qualquer outro líder. Mas quando os valores não são iguais, eles não estão pareados, é difícil, né? A gente, vou fazer uma colaboração com você, é difícil. Porque se os valores não estão ali, não dá. Então, se os nossos valores estão aqui muito bem ancorados, muito bem transparentes, né? Eles são bem transparentes. A gente sabe o que a gente está fazendo, né? Então, a gente cria resolução de problema. É lindo quando a gente colabora. A gente consegue promover inovação. E de inovação, a Doterra é fantástica, né? Do lado, né, do corporativo, o que vai continuar acontecendo vai ter inovação, é uma questão de tempo. E a gente consegue ter uma perspectiva diferente, né? A gente expande o nosso conhecimento, porque duas cabeças juntas não são duas, são três, né? Então, ter essa mentalidade de sempre estar podendo crescer. E lembrar que os grandes heróis da história estão aí no dia a dia. Você, eu, os professores, os pais, as mães, as pessoas que estão ali ajudando uns aos outros todos os dias, né? Não tem nada super especial sobre a minha pessoa, tem um comprometimento, valores e consistência. E continue no caminho fazendo o que você sabe que funciona, né? E o resto vai se encaixando aí, né, no tempo que tem que acontecer. Eu acho que se eu pudesse dar um incentivo para a Pamela de 12 anos atrás, quando eu comecei, eu diria para ela que, como a Emily falou, existirão batalhas bem difíceis. Só que continue sem olhar para os lados. Não se compare. A comparação é a ladra da felicidade. Você tem um caminho muito único. Então continua nele. E é isso que a gente vai continuar fazendo. Obrigada pela oportunidade de poder estar aqui conectando com vocês. E hoje eu tenho um post lá no Instagram que eu postei algumas dicas para automotivação, que eu preciso também, eu escrevo para mim mesma, tá? Então, se puder, de alguma maneira, te servir, eu fico feliz. Obrigada.
All right. So during that whole time, Pam, Andrew was translating for us and kind of, just typing some of the key points that you were saying, and couldn't agree more. And I could tell when you were getting a little emotional. I'm like, why is she getting emotional? And he typed it in, and your babies are doTERRA babies. That's awesome. And just the words of wisdom there. Like I say, there's nobody in doTERRA that has more of a pure heart than Pam Tanamura. So we love you and are grateful for your thoughts and what you've shared here. So before I turn the time over to Mauricio, I just wanted to give a huge shout out, one, to Enrique. Like, he translates this call, the global PD calls, the peak performance calls. There is nobody that does his job better. And he's translating this. Probably he doesn't want to talk about himself. So Enrique, you better be translating this word for word. He is like the best translator, and we're so appreciative of the work that he does on these calls, the written translations. We have a gem. And Andrew, you know, there's nobody that's a bigger champion here at the home office than Andrew for all of you. So I want you guys to know how hard these guys are working behind the scenes, and the team that Paul has put together now with Mauricio. There's a lot of things to be excited for about doTERRA in Brazil. So thank you to all of you. And Mauricio, I know you've got a really cool announcement to make to this group, right?
That's right. That's right. Thank you, Russ. Thank you so much, Emily. It was phenomenal to feel your heart, your love for this company, for this purpose, and for this country. Thank you so much, Seamus. Thank you, Pamela. I will do it in English because you can then get as excited as they will. And we have some reinforcements of opportunities. We have this month. We are almost closing the month, and it's been a phenomenal month here of expansion of our business. And we have one last minute announcement, which is something that we promised at our convention, and we are now delivering today. So I recommend everybody to really stay to the last minute. It's very quick. Let's just reinforce. Emily talked about the cruise, and everybody knows. I want to know who is going to be on the cruise with us. I love to speak emoji as well. So everybody who's going to be, just say eu or send an emoji to Russ, because he's going to understand as well. That's beautiful. So this is the thing. I tell you, our business is built from event to event, from travel to travel, or from incentive to incentive. So our next goal is really to have a packed cruise. We have our events team is connected here, and they were scared. They said, wow, Mauricio, Paulo, Elton, we're going to have a lot of people qualifying to the cruise. And we said, yes, we want to do 2, 3, 4 cruises, one after the other, with just our family of doTERRA leaders. So everybody can be on this cruise. Doesn't matter how long you are in the business. You gotta set your goal. So talk with your leaders, talk with your sponsor, make a project, make a goal, and start now. The cruise started now in July, and this is the first opportunity for you to get in the game and be with us. So this is a half of year project. What I suggest is that you make it serious and you go step by step, getting speed, getting velocity until the end of the year. Everybody can be there. You can be with doTERRA paying 50%. If you have 800 points, you can be paid by doTERRA for one person with 1,000 points. And you can be with the cruise paid for 2 people with 1,500 points. So you got to be with us. Another reinforcement that you need to take advantage, and this is something that our team has put together, and it's actually expanding and speeding up our expansion for this whole half of July, and you got to take advantage. So all our customers with one product, enrolling with one product, they have free enrollment. But here's one important point. We need to identify what is the best solution for the person we are in front of, that we are dropping our oil, that we are dropping our purity, our essence. So if they want to consume the product, they are preferred customers. If they want to do the business and expand this purpose with us, they have 50 PV, first order with 50 PV, they get free enrollment. So the new ambassador gets the new advocate gets free enrollment. If they enroll with 100 PV, they get free enrollment and a lavender. So it's a tool for them to speed up their business. If they enroll with 125 PV, they get a free enrollment, lavender, and a peppermint. So this is really expanding our business. And for you as a sponsor, and it's a reinforcement, I mean, you know that since the half of July, if you sum a total of 125 PV in July of new enrollments, you get a Guaiac. If you sum a total of 300 PV of new enrollments customers, or I mean client preferred customers and advocates, you get a Guaiac and a Volo diffuser. And if you enroll 350 PV, you get a Guaiac, a Volo, and a Rose Touch. So it's almost 1,000 reais in prizes that will empower your business. You know also the Aroma Touch with 100 PV, which we did as a preview and anticipation of the Fast Start kits that we are getting ready right now in August. So you can get it. And you can buy the diffuser with 50%. Now, the Father's Day promotion, as you know, you have this new diffuser, which is beautiful, and the On Guard. And this is the good news to end with Fire Up. The pre-sale of the collagen, we announced the collagen at the convention, and everybody can have a pre-purchase of the collagen from the 29th to the 31st. And the good news is that every unit that you buy and that your preferred customers buy, you get 1 point for the cruise. So this will be live on the next couple hours. And every collagen bought from the 29th to the 31st, you get 1 point for the cruise. Okay? So thank you so much. Thank you, Russ. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, Pam. Thank you, Shimus. Alguns estavam perguntando por que eu estava falando inglês, era para facilitar a tradução e também para que o Henrique também não ficasse aí confuso, mas, sobretudo, falando agora com todo o meu coração, com toda a minha crença, eu cheguei aqui na doTERRA faz um mês. A doTERRA apareceu na minha vida como uma forma de eu expandir e cumprir o meu propósito. Nós vivemos já como empresa há 6 anos e eu felicito cada um de vocês, eu felicito cada um dos nossos fundadores, cada um dos que passaram por aqui e prepararam essa ferramenta para o mundo. E eu vim aqui para dar as mãos com vocês, para abraçar vocês e braço a braço, a gente fazer os próximos 6 anos, e os próximos 6 anos, e os próximos 6 anos, e os anos que virão. Nós estamos aqui para deixar um legado. Então, contem com o meu melhor. Alguns de vocês já me conheceram nas conferências de liderança, alguns de vocês estão me conhecendo agora pela primeira vez, mas eu vim aqui para ser um parceiro seu, para que não só eu possa contribuir para que você tenha a sua vida mudada, mas que você seja um instrumento para abençoar a vida de muita gente. Deus abençoe cada um de vocês, que tenham todos um excelente fechamento de julho. Esta conferência ela está sendo gravada e ela vai ser postada no nosso canal do YouTube, assim como vamos pedir também ao Shimos para que a gente possa colocar esse vídeo que ele apresentou no nosso canal de YouTube. Deus abençoe todos vocês. Thank you so much, Russ. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Emily, for your time. I know it's it's a full agenda, and thank you for giving a little bit of your time and of your life to inspire us.
We'll see all of you guys in August.
Obrigado,
See you
gente. Abraço.
Be safe.
I forgot to love you guys.